Insinyur Triyogi Yuwono, DEA IPU ASEAN Engineers, all Vice Rectors, all Director, Deans, Faculty Member, all UNUSA students, and invited guests.
First of all, let's convey our deepest gratitude to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for His blessings and guidance that have enabled us to gather here today in good health at the Sixth Brave Program Youth Leadership in Achieving SDGs, Tackling Poverty, Advancing Education, and Driving Economic Growth, 3rd August 2026.
Second of all, may peace and blessing always be given to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, peace be upon him, who has shown us the path of truth, that is Islam and faith. Before starting our agenda today, allow me to introduce myself. I am Aisyatun Nuraniyah and my partner
Muhammad Farizal Habibi as the host for today's event. Ladies and gentlemen, to start this event, allow me to read the agenda today. First, opening by the MC. Second, singing national anthem of Indonesia Raya. Third, opening remarks from Director of UNUSA. Fourth, grand opening of the Sixth Brave.
Fifth, photo session. Sixth, cultural performance from UNUSA student. 7, international seminar. 8, flash mob from buddies. 9, cultural performance from participant. And the last is closing.
Ladies and gentlemen, to open this event, let's recite together the Ummul Quran, Al-Fatihah.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the singing of the national anthem, Indonesia Raya, followed by Syubanul Waton and the hymn of UNUSA. Please be seated. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, next agenda is opening remarks that will be delivered by the Rector of UNUSA. With great respect, we invite Professor Dr. Insinyur Triyogi Yuwono, DEA, IPU, ASEAN Engineer. The time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalam ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi washabihi ajmain. Amma ba'd. Puji syukur patut kita panjatkan lillahi rabbi Allah Subhanahu wa taala yang atas izinnya kita diperkenalkan hari ini dalam dan sehat, dalam keadaan baik, dan insya Allah tujuan yang baik pula. Salam dan salat dilimpahkan junjungan kita Nabi besar Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Distinguished guests, distinguished speaker among others, Miss Oman Kalbi, Deputy Public Affairs Officer, U.S. Consul General Surabaya, Muhammad Koman Bilkitsi Zulfikar, UNUSA alumnus and Erasmus Mundus Excellence, Suardi, all representatives from international office of several universities in Surabaya, my esteemed colleague from Nahdlatul Ulama University Surabaya, the dedicated Chinese team, and most importantly, our brilliant young leaders who have come from various countries to be with us today. Welcome to Surabaya. It is an absolute honor to stand before you today as I look at this auditorium. I am filled with an overwhelming sense of joy and optimism. Online meeting and virtual strengths have their place, but nothing, absolutely nothing, can replace the vibrant energy of standing together in the same room, shaking hands, shaking smile, and looking into the eyes of the future leader of our world. Our international participants, thank you for making the journey to Indonesia. For the next 4 days, UNUSA is not just a campus you are visiting. It is your home. You have brought your diverse cultures, your unique perspective, and your incredible passion right here to Surabaya. Every year, through our flagship international program, Brave, Genus bring together global minds to focus and cultural exchange, global collaboration, and sustainable health. This year, Brave Whips 2026, we elevate this mission. We gather under a banner of critical urgency, youth leadership, in achieving SDGs, tackling poverty, advancing education, and driving economic growth. Over the next 4 days, we challenge you not just to discuss this global issue, but to experience how we can solve them together. Distinguished delegate, for this may seem like a short time, a calendar year, but when a group passionate young mind and concentrated in one place, 4 days more than enough to spark a revolution of ideas, This program is intentionally designed not as a passive sit-down seminar, but is an active immerse experience. The year 2026 presents a global leadership marked by immense technology breakthrough, yet depend on socio-economic fractures. The United Nations Sustainable Development Goals are our shared blueprint for human survival and dignity. However, through the systematic transformation does not just trickle down from international summit. It is rise from ground up, driven by moral clarity and relentlessness for the youth. Why youth? Because you see the world not for how things have always been done, but for how things ought to be. In the BRAVE program, we have always emphasized achieving the SDGs, but true health cannot exist a vacuum. A community cannot be healthy if it trapped by poverty. A society cannot thrive if its children lack access to quality education. An economy cannot sustain itself if leave a vulnerable behind. Health, economy, growth, and social justice are part of single interconnected ecosystem. Over the next 40 days, you will explore this deep connection through the real interaction, workshop session, and cultural immersion. Look closely the core pillar of our theme, starting with eradication of poverty and the advancing of education. These two challenges are bound together and continuous cycle. Poverty restricts access to education, and the lack of education traps families in poverty for generations. To tackle poverty, youth leadership must move beyond charity. While immediate relief are noble, sustainable requires sectoral empowerment. We need young leaders who can innovate localized solutions. At UNUSA, rooted in our Islamic and humanitarian value, we believe that empowering the poor is an act of justice. During your time here, you will see how community-based approach and uplift families, and urge you to share how your own country face and fight these economy battles. This leads us to our next pillar, advancing education. Education is the ultimate equalizer. However, advancing education in 2026 means democratizing access to digital literacy, critical thinking, and adaptive skill. A young leader, your role is twofold. First, you must advocate the educational equity, ensuring that children in rural and underserved communities have the tool to learn. Second, you must practice peer-to-peer empowerment. You use your privilege, your network, and the knowledge you gain this week to mentor others. Remember, true leadership is not measured by how many followers you have, but by how many leaders you create. The third pillar is how our theme is driving sustainable economic growth. The outdated model of measuring growth strictly by profit margin and expansion of our planet is no longer viable. The youth must come champion an inclusive, green, and resilient economy. This is where the magic of your physical presence truly shines. Over the course of this 4 days program, you will engage an intense cultural exchange that do not view this as a mere showcase of traditional dance or food. View it is exploration and religious wisdom. Many local culture possess cultures, centuries-old sacred and sustainable living, communal support, and ecological harmony. By combining this traditional wisdom with modern economic model and digital tool, you can pioneer development framework that are both innovative and deeply respectful of human heritage. At UNUSA, we consistently urge our students to step out their comfort zone. We want you to interact, to collaborate, to debate respectfully, and build bridges and across ocean. The friendship you fought over lunch, the idea you sketched and whiteboard during workshop season, and the shared laugh over these 40s will form the foundation of global network of change marks. My dear young leaders, as I draw my remark to close, I want to you with a challenge. To acronym of this program is brave. Let that be define your mindset for the next 40s and for the rest of your life. Be brave enough to speak up and share your unique perspective. Be brave enough to listen, to learn from cultural different from your own, and to celebrate those differences. Be brave enough to co-create solution of property, education, and economic stagnation, even when the obstacles seem insurmountable. We would does not need you to wait until you graduate or until you hold an official title to start leading. The world needs your leadership now. Make every hour of this for this count. Talk to each other, challenge each other, inspire each other. I would like to express my deepest gratitude to the Genus team for their tireless work in bringing this program to life and bringing all of you physically to our campus. Our international participants, thank you for bringing incredible vibes, energy, and dream to UNUSA. With a great pride and anticipation, I officially open Brave Vibrant 2026. May this 4 days be integrally stimulating, culturally enriching, and profoundly transformative for your all. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much for the insightful and inspiring opening remarks.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next agenda is
Grand opening of the Six Brave program.
This is the moment we've all been waiting. Today, we are honored to welcome all participants from across the globe. Each of them carries the spirit of friendship, learning, and cultural exchange that Brave stands for. Now, we will call each participant to come forward. As we announce the name and the country, please walk to the stage.
Pimpisu Dimon from Thailand.
Punapot Wecha Karuna from Thailand.
Kantima Rongruang from Thailand.
Lois Narakaimuni from Thailand.
Ebtesam Saleh Al-Herabi from Saudi Arabia.
Rakotan Dramanana Aina Vidya Fana from Madagascar.
Eka Safir Valencia from Indonesia.
Andreas Jaref Inacio from Timor Leste.
Justinho Suarez from Timor Leste.
Albata Mabang Miro from Philippines.
Usman Muhammad Abba from Nigeria.
Mohamed Abdi Abdullahi from Kenya.
Leticia Freitas Babo from Timor Leste. The next agenda is photo session. Let's capture this wonderful moment together. We would like to invite Rector of UNUSA along with Vice Rector, distinguished speaker, to come forward to have photo session.
All right, let's count in 3, 2, 1. Okay. All right. Let's count in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Another pause. 3, 2, 1. Cheese. Give your best smile. Another pause. 3, 2, 1. Cheese. All right. Thank you. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lenggang Surabaya dance is a traditional welcoming dance from Surabaya. It was created in 1995 by Dimas Pramuka Atmaji to commemorate the anniversary of the city of Surabaya. This dance is an adaptation and development of an earlier traditional performance known as Tandaan. Performed by a group of female dancers, the Lenggang Surabaya dance is characterized by its graceful movements, accompanied by the distinctive sounds of the East Javanese gamelan. Please enjoy this special performance by UKM Sendra Tasik, Labdagati Reswara UNUSA.
Lingkang Surabaya, Kertas Loro.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, now we are coming to the main agenda, that is International Seminar, Youth Leadership in Achieving SDGs, Tackling Poverty, Advancing Education, and Driving Economic Growth, that will be led by our outstanding moderator, Dr. Ira Dwi Jayanti. She is lecturer at Nutrition Study Program of UNUSA. The Honorable Dr. Ira, time is yours.
Tes. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to opening ceremony, Brave Vibes 2026. I'm Ira Dwi Jayanti, and I'm going to be the moderator for today's agenda with the themes Youth Leadership in Achieving SDGs, Tackling Poverty, Advancing Education, and Driving Economic Growth. So today we will have two speakers who will share their insight on our topic today. Ms. Omama Kabli, Deputy Public Affairs Officer, U.S. Consulate General Surabaya, and also Dr. Muhammad Khoiman Bilkisti Zulfikar, UNUSA alumni and Erasmus Mundus Excellence Scholarship Awardee. And before we start, please allow me to welcome our board speaker, Ms. Omama Kabli and Dr. Muhammad Khoiman Bilkisti Zulfikar. Please come to the stage. And ladies and gentlemen, please give applause to our board speaker. Good morning, Miss. How are you? Thank you. Assalamualaikum. Salam. Please have a seat first. Okay, thank you so much. How are you today? I hope it's fine, right? And thank you very much for your coming, and it's my honor to be here as your moderator. And what should I call you? Miss Omama is okay, or Miss? Okay, Miss Omama and Dr. Koim. Okay. So today we will have a panel discussion, starting with presentation from both our speakers and following with a question answer in the end of the session. So after the presentation of each speaker, please hold all of the question because we will have the end session for question and answer. So the first session will be delivered by Ms. Omama Kabli. So let me read her CV first. Ms. Omama Kabli served as a Deputy Public Affairs Officer at the U.S. Consulate General in Surabaya, and she previously served as a Consular Officer at the U.S. Consulate General in Dhahran, Saudi Arabia. Ms. Omama earned a BA from George Mason University and an MA from Johns Hopkins University School of Advanced International Studies, or SAIS, original from Toronto, Canada. And Ms. Omama is also a U.S. military veteran who served in the Virginia Army National Guard for 6 years. And ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Omama will present about how the U.S. government support Indonesian youth development for a better future within 30 minutes. And if you have any question, please hold the question. We will have other session. Are you ready, Ms. Omama, for the presentation? Do you want to have a presentation here or stand in the stage? It's okay? Okay. You have 30 minutes of presentation. I will remind you when it's reached 5 minutes left. Okay, thank you. And Ms. Omama, time is yours. Ladies and gentlemen, please give applause for Ms. Omama.
Selamat pagi. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much for having me here today, representing the U.S. Consulate General here in Surabaya. First and foremost, I would like to thank the rector of Nahdlatul Ulama University of Surabaya, Professor Tri Yogi Yuwono. Thank you so much for inviting us here today. So one of the things that I really want to talk about is the U.S. government's role in helping shape Indonesia's future. Well, what does that mean? We do that through various ways, through technology, entrepreneurship, education. The common thread in all of this is that young people determine the country's economic growth in decades ahead. And Indonesians in particular play a very integral role in strengthening democracy. And their impact goes as far as to further Indonesia's global competitiveness. Indonesia is full of demographic opportunity. There are 65 million plus Indonesians aged between 16 and 30. And these are the people that will shape the nation's future. Did you know that Indonesia is projected to become one of the world's largest economies? And that success depends on skilled, innovative, and globally connected young leaders. A demographic bonus is that it becomes an advantage when young people have access to education, skills, and opportunities. Well, there's 4 reasons that the United States invests in youth. Stronger education creates economic growth that supports mutual prosperity. Entrepreneurship drives innovation and job creation. Cross-cultural understanding strengthens international partnerships. And empowered young leaders contribute to stable, more prosperous societies. What's the overarching goal in all of this? Helping young people gain the skills and networks needed to succeed in the 21st century. Moving to the next slide. There are 6 pillars in general of youth development. The first being education, leadership and development as the second. The third is entrepreneurship and innovation. Number 4, English language and global connectivity. Number 5, critical thinking and flexibility. And number 6, the preparation of the age of AI. These pillars prepare young people for a rapidly changing global economy. The next are educational opportunities. The U.S. supports academic exchanges, scholarships, research collaboration, university partnerships, and professional development. Other benefits include international experience, new skills in global networks, exposure to diverse perspectives, and shared innovation and solutions. Who here has ever heard of the Fulbright program? Has anyone ever heard of it? Yes, a couple people? Well, for those that don't know, it's the flagship international exchange program designed to increase mutual understanding between the United States and other countries. I myself am also a Fulbright alum. Fulbright is an example of a program that builds future leaders through education. It provides opportunities in graduate study, research, teaching exchanges, and academic collaboration. What are the outcomes? It includes stronger educational institutions, enhanced research capacity, and a lifelong of professional connections that you will build with other alumni of the Fulbright program. Another flagship program that we have is YSEALI. Who here has heard of YSEALI? Has anyone heard of that? Well, it stands for the Young Southeast Asian Leaders Initiative, and it's another State Department program that was launched to boost leadership skills and networking. and it creates a regional community of young changemakers. The 4 areas, or the focus areas of this, are civic engagement and economic development. The benefits of joining the YSEALI network are leadership training, regional networking, professional exchanges, and community impact projects. Next slide. English language programs. They help frame English proficiency as a tool for opportunity in a world where English is increasingly becoming the language of business. Students gain access to global research. They can also compete in the international job market, and they can collaborate across borders. As a result, the US provides programs that provide teacher training, student learning opportunities, and professional development resources. Next slide. Education USA. Does anybody know what Education USA is? No? Okay. Well, that's my job to explain that. It's a network of advising centers that promote higher education in the United States. Think of it as a place where you can go to get questions answered about studying in the United States. It is a global network of helping students navigate studying in the US. So like many of you, you might have questions about how do I start an application to apply for a US university? Or what does the scholarship process look like? Education USA provides guidance on how to apply for those kinds of things. They provide advisors who can give you accurate information on US colleges, program guidance, application process advice, financial aid, and a pre-departure orientation. They also highlight access to 4,000 plus accredited US institutions. And what is the result of going through the Education USA advising? Students find the right academic and financial fit. They find access to world-class education, and they build global professional networks. Well, why does it matter? Because Education USA turns study abroad aspirations into achievable plans. And we can provide information for all of you that are interested in studying in the United States. Next are American spaces. Did you know that we have various American spaces here in East Java alone? We have My America Surabaya at the US Consulate here in Surabaya, in Chitraland. We have a My America, or My American Corner in Malang. We have one in Makassar, and we have one in Ambon. Have any of you ever been to any of our American corners? Well, if you haven't, then we hope to welcome you and invite you to access one of our corners. Basically, what an American corner is an open access learning and gathering hub that provides free access and information. This also includes educational advising and cultural programming. So recently, we just had a film screening. We do lots of fun events at our American spaces, and we do this as a way to introduce Indonesians and anyone else that would like to come to American culture in general. In addition, they also offer English language learning, entrepreneurship, and leadership workshops. We are now focusing on topics such as STEM and technology programming, as well as cultural and educational events and digital resources with global information. But basically, when anyone comes to an American Corner, we want them to explore new ideas and perspectives and connect with peers and mentors. Next slide. Entrepreneurship and innovation. These are the things that we are doing to prepare for the future economy. And the modern workforce nowadays requires creativity, adaptability, digital literacy, and problem-solving skills. US programs support startup ecosystems, innovation challenges, entrepreneurship training, and STEM education. And the core goal in all of this is to help young people become job creators and not just job seekers. Next slide. Digital skills for the fourth industrial revolution. We're trying to introduce skills of tomorrow. What does this mean? This means emerging technologies and transforming industries through AI, data analytics, robotics, advanced manufacturing, and cybersecurity. We want to emphasize that young people who develop these skills will help shape Indonesia's future competitiveness. Another thing that I really want to stress is that exchange programs change lives. They frame the impact of exchange programs as going beyond the classroom. Participants who engage in exchange programs gain leadership confidence, cross-cultural communication skills, professional networks, and a wide understanding of global issues. So, along with your studies, I highly encourage all of you to have an international component to your studies. If you can have the opportunity to go out there and maybe see a new part of the world, you are broadening your horizons so much more and expanding your thinking. Many people who engage in education exchange programs become entrepreneurs. A lot of those alumni are actually government officials, educators, community leaders, and also business executives. Along with that, entrepreneurs are launching startups and driving innovation. So when you engage in educational exchange, you're becoming a network of people that are making an impact in their countries alone, because you're taking the information that you gained from abroad and bringing that back to your country to help improve it. Community leaders also create social initiatives and transform lives. These are some of the success stories that we see when people engage in educational exchange. For example, researchers who are solving local challenges with global knowledge, or public servants who are contributing to government and policy. Next slide. So what is the future of US-Indonesia cooperation? What are we looking ahead for? Well, we're looking to building the next generation partnership. And the key priorities are as follows: digital transformation, energy, supply chain resilience, entrepreneurship, education, and emerging technologies. The core message in all of this is that young people will be at the center of these efforts. I'd like to conclude and say that the future belongs to those who build it. The United States believes our greatest resources are our people. Education, leadership, innovation, and international collaboration are at the forefront of these efforts. And the goal is to help ensure that the next generation is prepared to tackle global challenges and seize new opportunities. The future of Indonesia and the United States partnership will be shaped by today's young leaders. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay, thank you so much for Ms. Omama. Very nice presentation. Thank you so much. And then, ladies and gentlemen, for the second session will be delivered by Dr. Koim. Please allow me to read his CV first. Dr. Muhammad Koiman Bilkisti Zulfikar is a medical doctor and public health professional currently serving as head of medical services and clinical support at Rumah Sakit Universitas Pesantren Tinggi Darul Ulum, or UNIBDU, Medica, Jombang, and Head of Cooperation for Francophone Institution at UNIBDU. He earned the prestigious Erasmus Mundus Excellence Scholarship to pursue a master's degree with a specialization in health promotion and prevention. And also, he has also represented Indonesia in several international leadership programs, including YSEALI and Francophone Scientific Forums, reflecting his strong commitment to global health and international cooperation and youth leadership. So, good morning, Dr. Koim, are you ready? So, Dr. Koim will present about the human engine powering economic growth through health workforce excellence. So, you will have 30 minutes, and I will remind you once it's reached 5 minutes left. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah. Assalatu wassalamu ala asrafil anbiya wal mursalin sayyidina wa maulana Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in amma ba'du. The Honorable Rector of UNUSA, Professor Dr. Insinyur Triyogi Yuwono, DOA. The Honorable Vice Rector 3 of UNUSA, Professor Dr. Hewan Bambang, DOA. The Honorable Head of Sekolah Manajemen Berkelanjutan, Dr. Handayani MKes, the Head for Transformation Digital, Dr. Wewi Afrida, and other lecturers and staff of UNUSA, and also the moderators, the Dr. Ira Dwi Jayanti, speakers from Deputy Public Affairs Officer, U.S. Consulate General Surabaya, Ms. Umama, and also Mr. Pugu, that accompanying her. In this time, I'm very happy, frankly, to finally meet you guys in UNUSA. It's such a big pleasure. At the same time, it's such a big honor because it's actually my campus. I'm an alumnus. I'm proudly alumnus of UNUSA. And what I want to emphasize, because UNUSA is not only the campus that's located in Surabaya, because yes, it was born like in 2013 and 14, but it grows really fast. Right now, categorized as one of the best university in Indonesia for the impact ranking for sustainability, right? And also for the other global ranking also is quite prestigious. So we have to be proud for the students and also for the exchange students. Welcome to UNUSA. Because UNUSA have a lot of programs that you can follow. Not only this, I believe there will be many other programs in the future. So today I will explain you very interesting topics because Ibu Nurul from the genus UNUSA, she asked me to interconnecting with the youth leadership in the sustainable development goals. For me, it's very challenging, and I took a step back in the past few years. So what did I do in the past few years? And okay, I think human resources and health will be very, very interconnecting with what the sustainable development regarding the economic growth. That's why I bring this idea, I bring this topic on table because this is something very important and very fundamental that you will see later. And in these slides, I want to enlighten and give you information, ladies and gentlemen, about how important, first about human resources and health, in two different, first about human resources and the second about the health systems. We know that the COVID-19 that was really deteriorating, and I will see you how it's very impactful in the future. And I show you Interstellar. Do you like Interstellar movie? Yeah. I will give you a glimpse of aviations later, why it will be appeared in the slides. I will say later. And I think it's very important as well to say that for AI disclosure, I use AI for making these slides becoming tempting and point very simple. So I think in this era, we have to make transparency for the AI. Okay, I will break down in three parts. The first, I will explain about the national strategy by our Mr. President Prabowo Subianto. The second part, I will deliver my perspective in France. Do you know Mbappe? Of course you know it. Of course. So I don't tell you about Mbappe or Doué or Dembele or Olise, no. I will tell you another French perspective based on my journey in my master's degree. So, and the last part, I will also mention about human capital theory, which is actually correspond to this topic as well, because Professor Yusak Ansori, he wrote a book entitled The Sovereign Engineer, and I love this book, and I bring this on the table as well in the last part. Next. So, we talk about a nation's racing to produce healers. So actually, the president, Pak Prabowo Subianto, he declared that Indonesia has a shortage around 140,000 medical doctors right now. So this scarcity reflects how the vulnerability of our health systems. It means that our vulnerability can reflect how our infrastructure in health structure is also threatened. Next. Yes, around 140,000 medical doctors like in Indonesia. However, the strategy of the President Prabowo Subianto is increasing the faculty of medicine becoming 300. Can you imagine in 2016, there were around 75 faculty of medicine, including UNUSA. And today, in the status quo, the number becoming 131. So what the strategy of Prabowo Subianto is actually working on the upstream. They're working through how to, in the quantity level, they want to increase exponentially the number of medical doctors. And do you think that is very important? Do you think that it is very significant? I will tell you later. Next. So why I mentioned about importance of health worker? Because health worker is not only a human being, but also it is something more than that. Imagine you have a vaccination program, you have hospitals, you have a center of public health, but unfortunately you have no high quality of healthcare professionals. So it will be a dead capital. That will be nothing. So that's why it's very important to improve the quality of the economic growth. And the second, they are really a job. In the future, there will be 40 millions of jobs in the future. So for the prospective students, if you want to continue to be, for example, the health workers, there will be a lot of possibilities ahead. There will be many likelihood to be part of this domain. And the last, their absence will be a threat. Imagine in the COVID-19. In COVID-19, the condition was deteriorated, many patients died, and followed by another healthcare professionals dead, so economic collapse. So this is something very fundamental. That's why I highlight, I point out, I emphasize this topic on tackling and improving the economic growth. Next. And what I learned in France, okay. Before coming to France, can you give back to the slides before? Coming back, sorry. Yeah, I give some reflection on what Mr. Prabowo did. In my personal opinion, there is something have to be, repaired, because what our president said is quite not navigating or answering or addressing our challenge, because what the government right now working is actually just multiplying the number of medical doctors. However, we realize that the problem is bigger than that. For example, the existential crisis exists, the hospital, for example, that have to employing the future medical doctor as well as their human being. As you know, we have to improve their health and well-being. We have to, take care of that. We have to take care for those who care. That's why in next slides, this is some very reflection on my internship program. So in the first point, I want to give you some French word, very beautiful words. So there is a term of prendre soin de ceux qui soignent. It means that treating or caring people for those who care. So this is kind of the national strategic program by the government, the French government, to tackle the problem of health and well-being for the healthcare professionals. Because after the COVID-19, apparently there are many cases of the burnout and also the suicidal ideation for the healthcare professionals. So the government decides to not, with this scarcity or the shortage of the healthcare professional in France, because we have the same situation. We call it the desert of medical, the désert médical. It means that there is a lack of the medical doctor in France as well. But the strategy is quite opposite. While in Indonesia, they are working through multiplying the number of medical doctors. However, in France, they're focusing on, to take care of the well-being that potentially, increasing the quality of care for the patient itself. So this is my experience through 11 months of internship. So in France, if you're taking a master's degree, you have an obligation to take an internship. It is a paid internship. And at the same time, I'm also a full-time student, so we call it the alternate rhythm. It means that in 3 weeks I was a research officer, and the next weeks, the last week of the month, I am the students. So in every month, I have a double agent, the internship officer at the same time, the students on the university. So I really appreciate how the topic I took during my internship program, because I finally find something very interesting related to human resources development, especially in the healthcare system, because there are a lot of funding from the governments regarding for these topics, and I'm very happy because I can be part of this, program. Next. So this is our team. So the right one is the handsome one. That's me. No, just kidding. And then the left one is my supervisor. He's a Professor José Larotte. He is the professor of the social psychology. And then also there is Professor Emmanuel Leray and also Leandre Ercelin. We are a team for creating a research regarding the human resources in health, and Alhamdulillah, we represent the topics on the Ministry of Health in France and Paris to show the program in OECD countries. OECD countries is the member of the countries that most of them are in developed countries and including European Union. And we're delivering some strategic programs starting from the individual program into the organizational program that can potentially increase the quality of care and quality of life for the healthcare professionals. Not only doctor, but also nurse and midwife, etc. Next. So this is very, very eye-opening topic right now in the slides. So during my internship program, I asked my professor, Mr. Professor, I'm very, very intimidated when I am in the office. So actually in my room, during the internship program, I was with PhD students. I was very intimidated because they are very serious. However, me, I want to be chill. I want to just calm. Actually, I want to make a surprise, but okay, there will be. So, in the internship program, I decided to move to library and not only working on the monitor, but also for reading some books. And apparently, I read some interesting, an interesting book entitled Facteur humain en santé, entitled, or in English means that the human factor in health. What me surprised is actually the author is not only an anesthesiologist, but also he is an civil aviation pilot. Can you imagine, like, as an anesthesiologist, it's one of the hardest medical activities, right? You're working in the operation room 24/7, serving people, ensuring the patient can wake or not. However, the pilot as well, you have to bring hundreds of passengers from one to other points or destinations. So for me, oh my God, it's a really interesting book. So I decided, okay, I turned back the book from the library. I moved to other room. I go to the bookstore. I don't want to borrow this. I want to buy this book. I want to read it all. It took me like 3 months finally to read, and I give you a glimpse of interesting topic of this book. If you want to hear all the books, you have to learn French, like our rector, or our vice rector, and also Miss Umama. Next. Please, for the who slides the. Okay, so just be careful because it's very, very interesting game. I want to play a game with you guys. So you see from this graph, there is a horizontal axis from the left to the right. So the right indicating the ultra-safe relative to the risk of catastrophe. And the left is the very unsafe. So in this graph, I will ask you which industry has a bigger potential of risk of catastrophe among high-risk industry. Okay, I give you one example. Nuclear industry. Which one, which location, which point do you want to take? Is it a risk of catastrophe in ultra-safe or very unsafe? Ultra-safe or very safe? Maybe most of you think that it will be in a very unsafe. We realize that nuclear facilities contains the hazardous elements, like, which one? I don't know the elements, but the radioactivity is very dangerous for the human activity. So the nuclear facility, is actually, in many of people think it is actually in the very unsafe industry. However, it's quite paradox because human being recognize this hazard. Human being knows that it requires multiple layers to protect them from the hazard. They recognize it. So in this world right now, in this status quo, the nuclear facilities or the nuclear program is actually the most ultra-safe industry in the world. Next. Sorry, I will explain you what is 10 minus 1. 10 minus 1, it means that there is a probability of 1 chance of catastrophe among 10. However, in 10 minus 7, it means that there is 1 chance of catastrophe among 1 million. It means that, the ultra-safe is in the right one in nuclear industry. It's the safest in the world. And, for example, I want to take another industry. Civil aviation. Civil aviation like Air Asia, like Garuda Indonesia, like Qatar Airways. Which one do you want to take it? Is the left or the right? Yeah, actually is in the right as well. It is second safest high-risk industry in the world. Next. Okay, yeah. And the letter next, you can to until the end, yeah. The rail in France, rail means that the high-speed train. Next. Yeah, this is very unsafe. Himalayan mountaineering, next. Artisanal fishing is like nelayan. Yeah, and the road safety, charter flights, a chemical industry. And the question is, where is the medical activities? Yeah, there's an answer right now. So medical activities considered as one of the industry that has a wide range of risk, because we, as a medical doctor or nurse, we work in many activities, starting from the physical examinations, history taking. We ask you about history of a disease, for example, and some of surgeon, they perform the surgery as an anesthesiologist, and also many like blood transfusion, etc. So, you know, the activities is wide, is very diverse. So it means that there is a huge probability of having a mistakes and the human error in that. However, for example, in the pilot, they only have one objective, bringing people, right? Flying from one point to others. That's one objective. However, for medical activities, there are many abundant of activities that allows mistakes happen. Next. So, what the cockpit taught, the operation room, that's why I bring the Interstellar. Actually, Interstellar is not the civil aviation, sorry, but I just love Interstellar. Sorry. It's not the scam, but yeah, I hope it's still correlated. But, you know, what the cockpit taught the operation room is actually, it is something really, really long time ago when the aviation is actually prioritizing the protection for the passengers. Because once you bring the passengers and you fail to fly, you will kill 300, for example, passengers. So the safety of the passengers is priority. So for a long time ago, it will be very, very robust, well-founded, solid research about it. However, in medical or healthcare, there is still bias about it. So that's why the WHO, next, the WHO has eventually declared that there was a WHO surgical safety checklist. So it is inspired by aviation. Can you imagine, like, when you are in the hospital, some checklist actually inspired by other industry? So we call it like multidisciplinary, approach that allows to, interconnecting, because we know that aviation categorized as second safest industry in the world. So why not learning from the best? So this is how I learned from how multidisciplinary team or multidisciplinary approach very important. And from the checklist adapted from the cockpit, there is a reduction of the mortality and morbidity. However, we recognize, maybe it's still happening right now, that unfortunately in medical or healthcare system, the human error is still categorized as the failure. However, in the aviation, failure is infrastructure of system. So aviation considered the human error is not solely a human error. It is something have to be solved. That's why they create something that can allow to make the risk becoming lesser, becoming lower than, less of the people can die because of, the human error. So unfortunately, it's not, correspond or not the same in the situation for the medical or healthcare. For the shift or 24/7, for example, for shift, or there were many medical failure, they're just considered as that's your mistakes. So in aviation civil, based on the books, Facteur Humain Santé, in aviation there is, we call it non-punition. It means that there is no rules for revealing the mistake of the pilot. For example, the pilot makes mistakes, so the real system that makes everything will be clear. There is no punishment. There is no, everything. Because imagine like you're working under pressure you're working under the pressure, you have imagination of the punishment, you cannot bring your passengers. So that's why this is the reflection of how punishment is reduced in the civil aviation's industry. Okay, next. So this is the last part. So why I interconnecting with the human capital theory? Because before that, I will explain you about what is human capital. Human capital is actually the stock of capacity. It's the stock of intellectual capacity, the stock of creativity, the stock of ability, the stock of competencies of human being that can be converted into productivity. So it's very, very reductive. It's very, very reductive because at that time, the people who bring this idea consider human as an engine, as a capital gainer, as something, not someone. It's kind of reductive approach. And right now, next. Yes, next, sorry. Yes, right now, they're moving to more humanistic view that we have to consider the health and well-being of person's life. So do you think that right now the human generation becoming more spoiled because we take care more? No. We believe that the more we take care of the human being, the more the productivity can increase. Next. So the future of work is deeply human. Next, you can just very, very fast for that. Yeah, analytical thinking, for example. Next, creative problem solving, resilience and agility, emotional intelligence. So this is also human capital. So not only, as a capacity or competency to perform the machine, but the capacity to build yourself is more internal approach to eventually can be more productive in the future. Because, a long time ago, during the Industrial Revolution, the human considered as, the machine. And the more time people recognize that this is very devastating moment where the people can rest really well, they have a families, they have a dreams as well. So sometimes working 24/7 can really stop them to be a human. So this is very, very futuristic approach in the future about how we can interconnecting about, well-being and health, not only for the healthcare system, but also in a general population in every single industry in the world. And of course, the technology literacy, the AI. And the last, and why I want to mention it in the youth leadership. One, next. So, it's very important to highlight these topics because, as I mentioned before, that there will be a potential 40 million job in the future in health care. And if you want to contribute, because the topic is youth leadership in achieving sustainable goal developments, so your contribution can be, you'll be that person that involved in the healthcare, not necessarily becoming a doctor or nurse. You can be, the engineer that working for the IT or the bioinformatics, for example. It's part of the health system. For example, you're working for the campaign for the health or other things that can potentially increase the quality of people, the quality care of people. And also, guard of the guardians. I give you these slides to ensure that, please, if you have in the future some decisions regarding this SDGs, please take care of those who care. Do not omit, do not abandon, do not neglect the presence of the healthcare professionals because they're working really hard for that. So just I want to enlighten based on these slides. And build it safer, bring human factor thinking, home checklist, safety culture system, and that expect human. So it means that, you see that the checklist is very ordinary right now. Checklists everywhere right now. But remember that in the past few years ago, there is no checklist. There is no this kind of instrument or tools. But imagine like this presence of checklist can dramatically change how safety of the passengers and at the end, the safety of the patients. So, equip or utilize this can really help you regarding for the economic growth, not only in the healthcare system, but also in industrial level. And advocate and educate. Push for high quality medical and health science education in fair distribution, as the second SDG is about the higher education that, as I mentioned about the quantity of the faculty medicine is not equal exactly about the high quality of medicine or health science. So it has to be accompanied by other aspects for helping for example, the well-being and the health for the healthcare professionals. The last words. The nation's greatest infrastructure is not concrete. It is people who care for people. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Koim, for the speech. So actually, Dr. Koim got double master degree in 2 countries, Belgium and France. But I didn't mention because I cannot pronounce in French. So now we can ask Dr. Koim how to pronounce the department, the university, when he was in the Belgium and France.
So we call it École des Hautes Études en Santé Publique. Yeah. So if you want to pronounce it, you have to learn French, okay?
Tes, ya, dicatat ya. Ya. Biasanya kalau ada kakak tingkat yang sudah di sana akan lebih mudah untuk reach, especially for the professor. Okay, thank you so much. So we finished for the first session for the presentation. Now we are jumping into the question and answer session. So we will open 3 questions. The first 3 people who raise the question will get the souvenir from the dari panitia ya. Nanti akan dapat souvenir. You will get the souvenir. But before I start the question, I do really have a very big question from my head first. Is it okay? About Waisili. Because when I was in the range of age around 18 until 25, right, for Waisili, it was very popular until now. So for Ms. Omama, where we can find the information from Waisili, and then which program that we can follow, or any other activity including in the Waisili, something like that.
Thank you for your question. So first and foremost, if you follow the U.S. Embassy in Jakarta or the U.S. Embassy in Surabaya, we're also always posting opportunities about our programs like Waisili. So our website, our U.S. Embassy website and consulate website have information about the Waisili program. I was really happy to learn that you're also a Waisili alum, and it seems like I keep running into so many of them now that I've been here in Indonesia for the last 3 months. But we're always doing programming, especially at the consulate, connecting people that want to apply for Waisili to our alumni. So our information is always available on most of our social media.
Okay, sure. Do you want to add something? Maybe it's okay in bahasa, because the range of age is 18 sampai maksimal 25. So I think all of the students here in the range of the age around 18 until 25.
Ya. Jadi memang saya juga alumni Waisili, tapi program Waisili itu bukan hanya berangkat ke Amerika ya. Jadi ada program yang namanya fellowship ya, benar ya, professional fellowship, right? And US ya, yang regional workshop ya. Jadi kebetulan saya itu mengikuti regional workshop dan itu sangat tematik. Misalkan adik-adik itu di bidang kesehatan, itu ada bidang kesehatan. Kebetulan juga saya yang mengikuti YSILI itu semuanya di bidang kesehatan dan workforce. Jadi pertama tentang non-communicable disease dan mental health disorder, kemudian yang kedua tentang workforce and STEAM education, yang ketiga tentang saat saya menjadi panitia itu menjadi human capital in health, which is related to this topic. Jadi kalau adik-adik memiliki top bidang di kesehatan, go ahead, bisa mendaftar YSILI dan requirement-nya sangat sederhana, jadi tidak menggunakan IELTS, menggunakan TOEFL ITB juga bisa seperti itu. Jadi dahulu saya belum punya IELTS ya, saya nggak tahu ya kalau apakah masih berlaku. Bahkan kadang ada yang nggak pakai tes bahasa Inggris gitu ya. Jadi hanya mengisi Google Form. Jadi itu sangat-sangat accessible untuk teman-teman dan bukan hanya kesehatan. Justru yang banyak itu tentang yang lain, tentang bisnis, tentang sustainability, tentang marine, tentang kelautan gitu ya. Kemudian tentang IT, tentang AI, itu banyak. Jadi sering-sering lihatlah dari websitenya YSILI maupun dari US Embassy itu sih.
Oke, terima kasih. YSILI itu tulisannya adalah ya YSEALY gitu ya. Mumpung usianya masih 18 sampai 25 tahun. Kalau saya sudah nggak bisa ya. Oke, maybe we can jump to the next question. Any other question? Please raise your hand, and the committee will come. Di depan. Maybe you can mention your name.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Perkenalkan dulu ya, my name is Rakut Ndramana Nafcha, and I'm from Madagascar, currently studying at UPN Veteran Jawa Timur. So my question is about US and Indonesian partnership. Is there any skills or experiences needed that we have to focus on to contribute in this next generation partnership, and is it available for international people also? Thank you so much.
This is for Ms. Omama. Okay, maybe you can answer.
Thank you for your question. I think that there are many different fields that are particularly pertinent today. As I mentioned in my presentation, AI and STEM, information technology, these are some of the leading fields that are growing between the United States and Indonesia, but these also go beyond Indonesia as well. In other countries, you said you're from Madagascar. The United States is also looking to further opportunities with Madagascar as well. So highlighting supply chains, AI, these are some of the biggest topics that we're looking at today in helping grow this partnership between the US and Indonesia and the US and other countries around the world.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. How about the international people who are living in Indonesia? Maybe do you have any kind of programs or any other activities including about the partnership?
Yeah, so the United States, we, beyond our partnership with other countries around the world, just here in Surabaya alone, we do have programs. A lot of them do cater to Indonesian youth. However, we do have programs like YSILI, like Fulbright, which are also offered in other countries. So most countries have a Fulbright Commission. Most countries have an Education USA Advising Center. This is a program that spans many different countries around the world. So even for our participants today that are from other countries, once you go back to your country, you also can find these same opportunities there as well.
Okay, thank you so much for the answer. Any other question? Okay, buddy di depan. Please mention your name and which country you are from.
Start with the greatest name of Almighty Allah who created all the things from water and clay. Thank you so much for the time. My name is Murad Ali and I'm from Pakistan and I'm the representative of UNUSA Sunan Empel Surabaya. My question regarding the Mr. Mama is regarding the invasions of the United States that are being frequently with this strategical invadivities that have been mostly regarding the invasions of the youth regarding the strategical development of the SDGs and also but the education, and we have also the food theory of these things that is regarding the in Java Timur, like apart from that, like how do we deal the US delegations of all these things regarding the ethnicity, and apart from that, like how the United States seeks to accelerate these entities and also these strategies about being something that was readinessly working on being a part of from that. There must be something like the youth leadership. Apart from that, we have a government and also the traditional youth development here in Surabaya and also in the Java Timur, like is they've been living here in the Java Timur. So how they can like accelerate all those seeking strategies apart from that, like in the Surabaya and also for the youth of Indonesia, like a good connections of the US and also with the Pak Indo, with the Indo-Pacific. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. You got the question?
Can you maybe simplify that question just a little bit? I think.
Can you also a bit slowly about the main question?
Like in this era of geopolitical, how the United States
geopolitical,
how the United States accelerate those strategies that was required for those Indonesians, like here in Indonesia, all those young people, they are working for the SDGs, for the food, ethnicity, and also for the education. How US will accelerate with those youth as they are the solving of this problem? Thank you.
So you're saying in a geopolitical context, how can the youth of Indonesia, you're saying further some of these priorities here with the United States or here in Indonesia? Interesting question. Yeah, I might have to think about that one. But I think, you know, I think looking outside of a geopolitical context, I think, as you mentioned, like with human capital, that is the biggest driver in a country here like Indonesia. So learning to build up those capacities and with the United States partnering with countries like Indonesia to do so, I think that is the future of trying to build up Indonesian youth, and especially in different sectors like the economy, AI, global governance. That is probably the way that we assist in helping Indonesians reach that potential. So through our various programs, our networking opportunities, our workshops, English language programming, these are some of the ways that we are helping to navigate maybe some of the difficulties that Indonesian youth face. I hope that answers that question.
Yeah, I know that's a very hard question for today's seminar, but is it okay for the answer? Okay, thank you so much. Maybe other question? Do you mind? Ladies first. Okay. Committee? Mic-nya? Yang di depan? Yeah.
So, good morning, everyone. So, my question is dedicated to Mr. Koyman. As your presentation today, I highlight some of the words that say that health workers are not a cause, they are an engine. So, as a nursing student from Timor-Leste, I wonder how can developing countries like Timor-Leste with a limited healthcare budget invest in their health work while ensuring sustainable economic growth? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. It's about low budget.
Thank you so much for your question. It's very interesting because most of my topics of my research that's strongly related to developed countries, which is like European Unions, like in Japan or other developed countries. And taking into account your question about developing countries, including Indonesia, not only Timor-Leste, but also Indonesia, the strategy is actually, you know, first we have, as our Mr. President said, that we have to increase the possibility the human being or the citizens to enter the faculty of medicine or the nurse, etc. So actually it's a good strategy. It's a good strategy to boost at first, to boost or accelerate the number, because we have not a pitfall, not a gap, it's a hole. It's a big hole that have to be filled, right? So the first step, it is strategic to increase the number based on the number of faculty or the number of the department regarding like the medical doctor, the nurse, the midwife. And after that, because you know that once we talk about the engines can work if, you know, we give an oil, I mean like the oil engine, right? The how to, you know, make this machine works is actually the gratification or the remunerations. It means that how the governments finally can pay the healthcare professionals well, because we realize that the health workforce in healthcare is quite different, because we work can be in night as a night shift, or we can be like 24/7 to work. So actually giving some incentive and based on their, we call it meritocracy, that allows them to merit some monies they are working, is actually boost the machine for filling the gaps, filling the hole actually. So I think, as I mentioned, is actually a governmental policy, is a governmental strategy. Because when we talk about healthcare, we don't talk about individual level. We have to start from the top to make that happen, and still we need the feedbacks from the bottom. We need some feedbacks, but once again, the policy is very fundamental and have to be well-founded. Yeah, I hope you answered.
Okay, thank you so much. How about Ms. Omama? Is there any program which focus on health and medicines in consulate or in the other department?
Off the top of my head, I don't know of any specifically, but as we form our programming, we are always open to forming programs that relate to specific topics such as healthcare.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Maybe for last question. Yes, you can ask the question. Can you deliver the microphone? You got the microphone? Okay.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
My name is Hassan. I am from Somalia. Right now, I am representing UNUSA Sunamber Surabaya. My question is related for U.S. opportunity for international students or local students. I heard that it is in between 18 to 25 at the age. So is it like this, you know, in Indonesia they call S1, S2, S3. So for S3s, usually they are mostly they are older than 25. So is it limited for PhD students? So how is it?
Are you asking if there are programs that cater to PhD students?
PhD students that's older than 25 at the age.
Well, we have Fulbright opportunities. So Fulbright, I don't know if there's an age limit on that, but they do provide opportunities for people abroad to study in the United States and pursue PhD or master's programs.
Same that one wills, in same that program.
So the Fulbright program is a U.S. sponsored program. So it is being paid for by the U.S. government. So each year we have people from countries all over the world that are sent to the United States for these programs.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you so much for the question. I think the time is up. Thank you so much for your presentation today. Maybe do you have any closing statement before we close this session?
Again, I just want to thank everybody for inviting the U.S. Consulate here to this wonderful event. It's just so amazing to see the amount of potential that is sitting in this room. And I've only been here in Indonesia for the last 3 months, and I can truly say that I've had such a pleasure meeting Indonesians and students from abroad as well in the work that we're doing. So I just look forward to continuing that work and that partnership going forward.
Okay, thank you. For Dr. Koin?
Maybe I will be in Indonesian. Pesan untuk teman-teman adik-adik dari UNUSA terutama, saya dulu juga cukup menantang ya ketika mengikuti banyak kegiatan. Tapi saya bersyukur di UNUSA itu dari saya semester 1 itu saya merasa bahwa kita itu mahasiswa sangat diarahkan untuk mengambil banyak kesempatan gitu. Jadi di sini teman-teman bisa mengembangkan kreativitas melalui PKM. Kemudian PIMNAS itu ya, kemudian ada Mama Press, kemudian ada debat bahasa Inggris dan sebagainya. Jadi saya sangat bersyukur ya ketika saya berkuliah di UNUSA karena ternyata dari jajaran itu sangat memperhatikan taker mahasiswanya gitu. Bagaimana prestasi mahasiswa itu merupakan salah satu prioritas. Sehingga ini menjadi momentum untuk adik-adik, teman-teman yang saat ini berkuliah di UNUSA untuk mengembangkan itu. Dulu pas saya di UNUSA mungkin sedikit cerita, saya benar-benar sulit ngomong bahasa Inggris. Kemudian saya diarahkan kemahasiswaan, ayo coba karena disuruh ikut lomba, akhirnya saya di training, dapat training sama kakak kelas saya, ayo harus ngomong di depan tembok gitu, disuruh ber 30 menit apa ya ngomong itu, ada Mbak Mira juga dulu ya, diajarkan dulu. Jadi ternyata itu benar-benar bukan hanya saya saja, tapi ternyata generasi-generasi setelahnya itu juga memang didukung dan dipandu dengan baik. Jadi momentum ini UNUSA sudah memiliki ranking global yang baik, kemudian saat ini ada momen event tentang genus ini ya, yang luar biasa tentang SDGs, dan kesempatan lainnya mohon diikuti, misalkan kalau ada kesempatan untuk belajar dan kesempatan untuk ikut apapun kegiatan di UNUSA ikuti ya, insya Allah akan bermanfaat untuk teman-teman ke depan. Seperti itu pesan dari saya, terima kasih.
Oke, terima kasih. Jadi memang kebanyakan mulai dari nol gitu ya, nggak tiba-tiba bisa bahasa Inggris was gitu. Tapi memang harus belajar dan dipaksa sehingga bisa berpresentasi dengan bahasa Inggris hampir di luar kepala gitu ya Mas Kaim ya. Okay, thank you so much. And the next agenda is giving certificate. So please stand up and go to the middle of the stage. We will give the certificate for the speaker. I would like to invite our rector, Prof. Sri Yogiono, to come to the stage and give the certificate to the speakers. Okay, please come to the stage here. Please give applause to all of our speakers today. And the second speaker. Mungkin agak tengah ya, Prof ya, biar bagus fotonya. Ya. Saya boleh minta satu foto ya, Prof ya, biar ada kenang-kenangannya, Prof. Baik, terima kasih. Thank you so much. Terima kasih, Prof. Nggih. Okay, thank you so much for the time. So I think it's the end. I give it back to MC. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ida Dwi Jayanti, for leading the discussion today.
The next agenda is flash mob from the baddies. The baddies have been practicing for weeks just for this moment. They are about to bring their stage to life with their move, their smile, and their unstoppable energy. So everybody, here come the baddies with their flash mob.
Please everyone stand up and following the dance. Move your body, everyone. Speed up your body. Once again, spin up your body. Get applause, everybody!
For everyone, because you already seated. Please stand up once again because we will have a photo sessions from your seat. Please everyone stand up again. Or do we need to dance again? Please everyone to move and to be centered so we can capture the moment together. Please everyone move to the center of the room. Everyone can move forward. Bisa maju ke depan, arah ke tengah. Yuk. Yang jauh merapat, yang rapat mendekat. Okay, I think everybody is ready. Please count down kakak-kakak cantik. Okay, once again. 3, 2, 1, kiss! Okay, do not forget our jargon. What is that? Grades. Okay, lead by Pak Rektor. Okay, ready? Video Kak? Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Great, great, great!
Okay, thank you for everybody. You can back to the seat.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the excitement doesn't stop here. Now, it's time to witness the amazing talent from our very own brave participants. They've prepared something truly special for us, full of culture, energy, and passion. So, please enjoy the performance from the brave participants. Please give the applause.
Story for you about Loi Krathong, one of Thailand's most beautiful festivals. Loi Krathong is celebrated on the night of full moon. It's the 12th month of the Thai lunar calendar. It's the night when the moon is brightest and the river is most beautiful too.
A krathong is made from a banana leaves folded into the shape of a lotus flowers, decorated with flowers, incense, and a candle.
Maybe a little coin too.
for good luck.
But really we float the Gratong to apologize to the river for using her water all year long. And to honor Pramekongka, the goddess of water, we have a little story for you about Loi Krathong, one of Thailand's most beautiful festivals. Loi Krathong is celebrated on the night of full moon. It's the 12th month of the Thai lunar calendar. It's the night when the moon is brightest and the river is most beautiful too.
A gratong is made from a banana leaves folded into the shape of a lotus flower, decorated with flowers, incense, and a candle. Maybe a little coin too, for good luck.
But really we float the Gratong to apologize to the river for using her water all year long. And to honor Pramekongka, the goddess of water who watches over and protects our river.
My children, I have always felt your good intentions.
In modern times, however, the number of kratongs set afloat in waterways has increased, as have the environmentally harmful materials used to make them. As a result, officials in towns and cities across the country have been struggling to clear waterways clogged by the floating festival debris each year. Last year, Bangkok Metropolitan Administration workers collected over 572,000 kratongs, a 42% increase from the previous year.
Wait, why is the river so dirty? Foam and plastic, they are all over my river. I'm tired of cleaning up after you every single year.
Uh-oh, the goddess is truly upset because every year more and more trash end up in the river. So, what can we do?
In Thailand today, Loi Krathong is no longer limited to the waterside, thanks to online Loi Krathong application, which allow everyone to preserve this beautiful tradition anytime and anywhere. Along with paying respects to the goddess of water and making traditional wishes, this innovation helps keep rivers and canals clean, with zero waste left behind in nature. It is a perfect blend of the modern technology and the conservation of Thai environmental heritage.
Tonight, everyone is making wish and letting float away. As for me, I only have one wish. I hope this little gâteau somehow find its way to the right person. If it happens to stop in front of you, maybe that's the universe tell us we should finally have a proper conversation. Until then, enjoy the beautiful night, smile a little more, and don't blame me if my wish come true.
Feel lonely today, so I come to Loi Krathong to float away my single status. Manifesting a boyfriend or 12, so the exile are welcome.
Please give a big applause. Oh, that was so incredible.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are at the end of the Sick Brave opening ceremony. On behalf of Universitas Nahdlatul Ulama Surabaya, we would like to express our deepest gratitude to our outstanding speakers, Ms. Oma Makabli and Dr. Muhammad Koimam Bilkisti Zulfikar, for sharing their valuable knowledge and inspiring all us today.
We truly hope that today's session has provided new insights for everyone here and strengthened our international exposure and collaboration.
Thank you to all participants for your enthusiasm and active involvement.
Let's keep the brave spirit alive as we continue with the upcoming sessions and activities. And the last we say, Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.